I need you to be honest with yourself. How much time have you wasted on someone who was never really that into you? Like, really think about it. Hours texting someone who takes days to respond. Weeks making plans with someone who keeps canceling. Months hoping things will change when deep down, you already know they won't. Here's the brutal truth. And trust me, I wish someone had told me this years ago. The biggest mistake we make in dating isn't getting rejected. It's not knowing when to walk away from someone who's clearly not investing in us the same way we're investing in them. And man, that hurts worse than any rejection ever could. So today we're talking about the 10 signs she's wasting your time, and more importantly, why you need to have the self-respect to walk away when you see them. This is about being bitter or giving up on dating. Actually, it's the opposite. It's about valuing yourself enough to not settle for breadcrumbs when you deserve the whole damn meal. Before we dive in, if this resonates with you at all, hit that like button and subscribe, because we're going to keep having these real conversations about dating that nobody else wants to have. Now, look, I've been that guy. I've ignored every single one of these signs because I was so caught up in the potential of what could be that I couldn't see what actually was. I've wasted months, actually, if I'm being honest, probably years of my life total, on situations that were never going anywhere. So I'm not coming at this from some high horse. I'm coming at this as someone who learned these lessons the hard way and wants to save you the trouble. First sign, and this is a big one, she's inconsistent with her communication. Like, 1 week she's texting you constantly, calling you, sending you memes, whatever. You're thinking, okay, cool, we got something here. Then the next week, crickets. You text her, nothing. You reach out, she takes 6 hours or a day to respond with something like, sorry. Been busy, LOL. Here's the thing, and this might sting a bit, but when someone's genuinely interested in you, they find time. They make time. We all have phones basically attached to our hands 24/7. Nobody's that busy. I know, but maybe she really is swamped with work, or maybe she's just bad at texting. And sure, maybe, but consistently, over and over? Come on, man. You know better than that. Let me paint you a picture. You're seeing this girl. Things seem good when you're together, but between dates it's like pulling teeth to get a response. You send a funny video. Takes her 2 days to watch it. You try to make plans for the weekend. She doesn't confirm until the last minute. Meanwhile, you know she's posting on Instagram. She's active on social media. She's clearly on her phone. That's not bad at texting. That's not making you a priority. And you deserve to be a priority, not an option when she's bored. Second sign, she keeps you at arm's length from her life. You've been talking for weeks, maybe months, but you've never met her friends. You don't know much about her family. She doesn't invite you to things. When you suggest meeting up with her friend group, she dodges it or makes excuses. Real talk. When someone sees a future with you, they integrate you into their life. They want their friends to meet you. They're excited to include you in their world. If she's keeping you separate from everything else going on in her life, there's usually a reason. Maybe she's not that serious about you. Maybe there's someone else. Maybe she just likes the attention, but doesn't actually want a relationship. Whatever it is, it's not good. I remember this one time. God, this is embarrassing. I was seeing this girl for like 3 months. 3 months. And I still hadn't met a single friend of hers. Every time I brought it up, she'd say, oh yeah, definitely soon, and then never follow through. You know what the problem was? She was embarrassed of me. Ouch, right? But also, that told me everything I needed to know about where I stood with her. I just wish I'd walked away sooner, instead of trying to convince someone to be proud to be with me. Third sign, she only reaches out when she needs something. Pay attention to this pattern. Does she text you out of the blue asking for favors? Does she need a ride? Need help with something? Need emotional support about her drama with other people? But when things are going well in her life, when she doesn't need anything, you don't hear from her. Look, relationships should be reciprocal. It's not about keeping score, but it is about mutual give and take. If you're always the one giving and she's always the one taking, that's not a relationship. That's you being used. And man, I know how much we want to be there for someone we care about. I know how good it feels to be needed, but being needed and being wanted are two very different things. Fourth sign, she's still active on dating apps or openly exploring other options. Now, early on, like first couple dates, everyone's keeping their options open. That's normal. But we're talking about when you've been seeing each other consistently for a while, when you've had conversations suggesting you're moving toward exclusivity, and she's still swiping, still matching, still clearly looking for the next best thing. Here's a scenario that's happened to way too many guys I know. You're out with her. Things are going great. Her phone lights up, and you catch a glimpse of a Hinge notification or a message from another guy that's clearly flirty. And when you bring it up, because yeah, that stings, she gets defensive. We're not exclusive. I'm just keeping my options open. We never said we were serious. Technically, she's not wrong, but come on. If someone's really into you, they're not actively shopping around while they're with you. Fifth sign, and this one's subtle but important, she never initiates plans. You're always the one texting, "Hey, want to hang out this weekend?" You're always the one suggesting dates, making reservations, putting in the effort. She shows up, sure, but she never actually takes initiative. Think about it this way. When you're excited about someone, don't you want to see them? Don't you suggest things to do together? If she's never doing that, if she's just passively accepting or rejecting your proposals, she's probably not that excited about you. She might like the attention. She might enjoy having someone pursue her, but that's different from actually wanting to build something with you. And before you say, well, maybe she's just traditional and wants a guy to lead. Okay, maybe, but there's a difference between wanting a guy to take the lead and literally never showing any initiative or enthusiasm. Even in traditional dynamics, a woman who's interested will show it. She'll mention things she'd like to do with you. She'll express excitement about seeing you. She'll at least meet you halfway. Sixth sign, she won't define a relationship or talks about keeping things casual indefinitely. Look, I'm not saying everyone needs to rush into being official, or that there's anything wrong with casual dating, if both people want that. But if you want something more serious, if you've expressed that, if you've been seeing each other long enough that it's a fair question, and she consistently avoids having that conversation, that's your answer right there. The whole, I don't like labels, or let's just see where things go, or I'm not ready for anything serious right now. Those aren't necessarily bad things on their own. But when weeks turn into months and nothing changes, when you're basically in a relationship, but she won't acknowledge it, when you're giving relationship energy, but getting casual treatment back, man, you're being strung along. I had a friend. Actually, screw it. This was me too, who was basically in a full relationship with a girl. They hung out multiple times a week. They were sleeping together. They'd have deep conversations, emotional intimacy, the whole thing. But anytime he tried to have the "what are we" conversation, she'd shut it down. Let's not put pressure on this, she'd say. 6 months of that, dude. 6 months of him being in a pseudo-relationship with someone who refused to actually commit to him. You know what happened? She met someone else and immediately made things official with that guy within a few weeks. Ouch. But the lesson there is clear. If someone wants to be with you, they'll want to be with you officially. They won't keep you in limbo. Seventh sign. She's hot and cold with her feelings. One day she's super affectionate, telling you how much she likes you, making you feel like you're special. The next day she's distant, cold, acting like she barely knows you. This push-pull dynamic where you never quite know where you stand. This one's particularly messed up because it keeps you hooked, you know? The intermittent reinforcement. Sometimes she gives you attention. Sometimes she doesn't. Actually makes you more attached. It's like gambling. You keep playing because you remember that one time you won, and you keep hoping it'll happen again. But man, healthy relationships don't feel like emotional slot machines. You shouldn't be constantly anxious about whether today is going to be a good day or a bad day with her. Eighth sign. She doesn't introduce you as her boyfriend or partner, even after you've been seeing each other for a while. You're at a party or you run into someone she knows, and she introduces you as my friend or just by your name with no context. Or worse, she doesn't introduce you at all, just kind of stand there awkwardly. I know this seems small, but it matters. How someone introduces you tells you how they see you and how they want others to see you. If you're important to her, if she's proud to be with you, If she sees us going somewhere, she's going to want people to know who you are to her. Ninth sign, she disrespects your time and boundaries repeatedly. She cancels plans last minute, not once or twice, because life happens, but consistently. She shows up late without apologizing. She makes commitments and doesn't follow through. You've expressed things that bother you or boundaries you need, and she just doesn't care, keeps doing whatever she wants. Here's what I've learned the hard way. When someone respects you, they respect your time. They respect your boundaries. They might mess up occasionally because we're all human, but they apologize, they adjust, they try to do better. If someone's repeatedly disrespecting your time and boundaries, even after you've communicated about it, they don't respect you. Full stop. And you can't build anything real with someone who doesn't respect you. And the 10th sign, this one's important. Your gut keeps telling you something's off. Maybe you can't point to one specific thing. Maybe individually all these things seem explainable, but deep down in your gut, you know something isn't right. You know she's not as into this as you are. You know you're putting in way more effort. You know this probably isn't going anywhere. Trust that feeling, man. I can't tell you how many times I've ignored my gut because I wanted so badly for things to work out. Every single time, my gut was right. Every single time. Your intuition picks up on patterns and inconsistencies that your rational mind tries to explain away because it doesn't want to face the truth. Now look, I know what some of you are thinking, but maybe she's just scared getting hurt, or maybe she's been through a lot, or maybe if I just give it more time, she'll come around. And yes, sure, everyone's out their stuff. Everyone's got baggage. Everyone's got reasons they might be guarded. But here's the hard truth. It's not your job to fix someone or wait around indefinitely hoping they'll change. It's not your job to prove your worth to someone who should already see it. You can be empathetic to someone's past while also recognizing that they're not in a place to give you what you need right now. And another thing, but we have such a great connection when we're together. I hear you. I believe you. But chemistry in person is only part of the equation. Consistency matters. Effort matters. Someone being there when it's convenient and fun is easy. Someone being there consistently. Someone making you a priority. Someone actually building something with you. That's what matters. Let me be real with you about something. The reason I wasted so much time in these situations wasn't because I couldn't see the signs. I saw them. I just didn't want to face them because walking away felt like giving up. Walking away felt like admitting I wasn't good enough. Walking away felt like choosing to be alone. But you know what I eventually realized? Walking away from someone who doesn't value you isn't giving up. It's the most self-respecting thing you can do. It's saying, I deserve better than this. It's making room in your life for someone who will actually appreciate you. And yeah, being alone is hard. Dating is hard. Starting over is hard. But you know what's harder? Spending months or years of your life with someone who's never going to give you what you're looking for. That's harder. That'll mess you up way more than being single for a while. So here's what I want you to do. If you're seeing multiple signs from this list in your current situation, not just one or two, but multiple, I need you to have an honest conversation with yourself. Write it down if you have to. What are you actually getting from this relationship? Is it meeting your needs? Is she showing up for you the way you're showing up for her? Then, and this is the tough part, you need to have a direct conversation with her. Not accusatory, not angry, just honest. Hey, I've been thinking about where we're at, and I need to understand if we're on the same page about what this is and where it's going. Her response, not just what she says, but how she acts after, will tell you everything you need to know. If she gets defensive, if she tries to flip it around on you, if she gives you vague non-answers, if nothing changes after that conversation, you have your answer. And as much as it sucks, as much as it hurts, you need to walk away, not as a manipulation tactic, to get her to chase you, not as a temporary break, but actually walk away and mean it. This week, I want you to evaluate where you're actually at. Be brutally honest with yourself. Stop making excuses for behavior you wouldn't accept from anyone else in your life. Stop settling for less than you deserve because you're afraid of being alone or starting over. Look, man, I get it. This whole video might have hit a little too close to home. You might be recognizing yourself in some of these scenarios, and that's uncomfortable. But uncomfortable is where growth happens. Uncomfortable is where you start making different choices. You deserve someone who's excited about you. You deserve someone who makes you a priority. You deserve someone who's consistent, who respects you, who actually wants to build something with you. And you're never going to find that person if you're stuck wasting time on someone who doesn't see your value. I know rejection sucks. I know walking away is hard. I know starting over feels exhausting. But trust me on this. Future you will thank present you for having the courage to walk away from something that wasn't serving you. Every time you walk away from what's wrong, you're one step closer to finding what's right. And remember, walking away isn't failure. Walking away is you leveling up. It's you saying, I know my worth and this ain't it. That's strength, not weakness. If this video helped you at all, if it gave you the perspective or the kick in the ass you needed, hit that like button and subscribe. We're going to keep having these real conversations about dating, relationships, and becoming the kind of man who doesn't settle for less than he deserves. Drop a comment and let me know. Have you experienced any of these signs? What made you finally walk away, or what's keeping you stuck? I read all the comments, and I'm here for these conversations. Thanks for watching, and remember, you've got this. You're capable of so much more than settling for someone who doesn't see it. Now, go out there and act like it.